Welcome to today's live session. We are live from our Italian headquarters. Today we are going to talk about vertical modular solution, about proven integration between Modula, AMR and Cobot, and we will have a sneak peek preview of our new Modula palette. We will be replying to your questions in our Q&A session. So before we start, a quick explanation about the housekeeping. You can send your comments or questions through the live chat panel, and you will find a recording of our live session in our LinkedIn and YouTube channel. So let me introduce our keynote speaker. We will have Bjorn Strohm, our Business Development Manager at Modula. Then we will have Ronnie Nielsen, Sales Manager OEM from MIR. And finally, we will have Valerio D'Angelo from ABB, Business Development Specialist. So let's start.
Hi there from my side as well. I'm your host today for this live show. My name is Bjorn. I'm in Business Development Europe for Modula, and we brought some guests which we'll introduce very, very shortly for you. So, shortly about Modula. As we just said, we are live streaming from our headquarters here in Italy, which is one and the first production site we had. We expanded to the US, having 2 production sites there, plus 1 in China, with a global presence of sales teams and after-sales representatives to help you to get our mission fulfilled, to find a Modula in each and every warehouse we can think of. Talking about the warehouse, the theme for today is think outside the box. That means if you want a VLM, represent the box, and to think outside the box, we brought 2 guests who will show and will showcase together some applications outside the box, which is for one side, Ronnie.
Yeah, thank you for having us here, Bjorn. I'm Ronnie, I'm from MIR, or the longer version of that name is Mobile Industrial Robots. So we are the leading manufacturer of what we call AMRs, so autonomous mobile robots. We have an installed base of more than 7,000 robots all over the world. Our headquarters, where I'm sitting from, is in Denmark, where we produce all our robots. We are 450 people in total, and we have a big network of distributors with more than 220 all over the world, as long as our own subsidiaries in much all over the world as well. So, yeah, just a short introduction from me. So.
Thanks, Ronnie. And on the other side, we have Valerio from ABB.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm from ABB Robotics. I'm working in business development. And we as ABB Robotics are pioneer in the robotics industry with more than 30 years of knowledge in the field. We have one of the widest range in terms of robotics portfolio, and our robots are used all around the world and in every industry and every application. We have more than 500,000 robots installed all around the world, and with our global presence we can provide engineering support, service support, and we want to go together with our customer of all sizes towards the factory of the future and a more collaborative and sustainable production environment.
Perfect, thank you. So let's have you guys a first overview on what we're going to talk today. And we have prepared some nice applications on picking, on customer order picking, which is the first one on the side of the Modula you've just seen, the Modula and MIR applications, where we show a combination of automated internal transport, goods transport, and the automated retrieval of certain load carriers, together with some manual picking in combination with our picking cards and the MIR hook to show a mobile application of the picking cards. On the other side of the Modula, on their second axis opening, we'll focus on the automated picking by a Cobot in the axis opening and the puts onto a MIR AMR for a automated pick and put solution. Yeah, I would say we'll kick it off just right away with our first application, which is the Modula and AMR automated retrieval of boxes, totes from a Modula. So we are waiting for the AMR to position itself in front of the access opening, while the modular lift is supplying the tray in charge with the bins on top to be retrieved. Then you see the docking process of the AMR and the automated retrieval. The whole process is thought to be completely without any intervention of humans, of any personnel or staff to be involved. So it's a 100% automated process to help and support a very precise and repeatable process within the environment. The idea is to support kitting processes, value-added service processes, or like what we're showing now, a packaging. So typically you have a source-sink relation between the modular lifts and a certain destination, which is now here, the station we are standing in front of. The box will be shifted to the station, and the person which will carry out the value-added work or the packaging process will do that using the items being presented in the bin. Of course, this is an expendable process and a process that you can have at various stations and various different source-sink relations of the AMR being or supplying several workstations time after time and taking back the bins. That's what we just see here. Sorry. So while we're gonna take the bin back from the station, there's maybe some things, Ronnie, we can already talk about that, about, for example, payloads of AMR or different payloads. What do you have in your portfolio?
Yeah, so we have everything from I think the smaller robot we have here is AMR 100. It can do 100 kilos, and with this application on top, we can do between 25 and 50, and we have a bigger version that can do 1.3 tons as well. So that's kind of everything within that range, depending on the top models and applications. So.
That's impressive. So it doesn't matter that we are in the way here now, or what can we?
I could show you. I can stand in front of it. And what happens here is that the robot detects me. So it started out with a global plan going from A to B. I got in the way, so it had to recalculate that. So that's done with a local planner inside the robot, and it automatically, as you saw, quickly calculated a new road, took a way around me, and now it's docking at its target.
There's a fixed route which is actually programmed, but it still can do, if there's something in the way, stop,
exactly.
And it's
And that's what's really strong with an AMR, right? It had the sets of sensors on it. So we have 3 types. We have the laser scanners in the corners. We have
the ones you can see down here,
crossing 3D cameras in front of it, and we have proximity sensors. And all of this together, it makes, of course, the safety around the robot. It detects me, but it also uses these sensors to navigate in the room where we're in.
Perfect. So, and is it a massive job to do the programming of the routing, or why is that?
No, it's actually doing that on its own. You basically make some you can say, rules for traveling in the area, but then you just kind of pick, I need to go from this point to this point, and then it does everything on its own. Like I said, with the global planner, it makes the initial route depending on what it already knows, and then the robot handles all the dynamic stuff that's happening there. So if people jump in front of it, or you have other types of transportation, it simply does a replanning according to the rules that we made. So.
Perfect. So that was actually already the first the first process step we wanted to show you, the automated retrieval and automated goods transport from source to sink, from the modular to a value-added station, for example. And let's move on with the second step. That's where we show different picking strategies and different picking solutions. So what the Mir hook is providing us here is our picking cards with several customer order stations or several places for customer orders which can be adapted to your very needs and in your operation. So you can have several levels, several put-to-light positions, each of them representing a single customer order for different orders, single picking and batch picking. That's what we're just about to show you. Additionally, the picking card is supplied with its own battery and its own wireless, so it can always keep the contact between the modular WMS, for example, and the connection to see, okay, what is the job which has to be carried out. As we spoke, or at the time as we speak, the modular already provided the customer order and the tray which contains the parts. And Ronnie, if you want to give it a try to see how easy it is and how safe it is. So it's asking you to pick a shirt from the tray.
So I put in the shirt.
You put it in and you just confirm your put, and it already says it's okay. That means that we have a single line order here, so customer only ordered one shirt and it's actually good to go. So if you have not our mobile version of the picking card, but our static, so more or less a put wall, you could decide for having some automation in behind and of course have those leveled up and then just shoot your finished order on a conveyor or something transporting the customer order further. We do that now together with the Mir hook and have some more jobs, some more picks to do, which Ronnie, feel free.
I'm lucky I can read, it's easy with the panels here. It says I need to take some golf balls.
Exactly.
And then I'll put in the golf balls here, and you said I'll say it's okay?
Say it's okay. It's actually a nice OLED high resolution display, so it really is, easy. So another t-shirt, or two of them.
Yeah. Perfect. I feel I'm already really good at this.
You are. You could speed up a little, but that's for the time being, that's fine. So we had now a multi-pick of 2 items, which is good. So we have 2 finished orders now by the time, but one still is requesting another item, which Ronnie will put in there, confirm, and say good. As you can hear, once everything is ready, done and dusted, the connection between the WMS and the picking card triggered the movement of the tray, so the modular is preparing potentially the next tray or the next order. Yeah, well, so we are ready to tuck away the picking cards, and here as well we could actually think of a add-on process to be triggered and implemented by some other work to be done or some other jobs to be carried out with those very customer items. So we spoke about the Mir. You quickly referred to the top modules. Is there anything else you could show us?
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of things I could show you. There is a lot of use cases you can say from these robots. I prepared a small video just to show you just a handful of those, and maybe we can just have a talk over that. So here you just see some of the applications where we're using the Mir robots. It's used for service and maintenance. It's used for moving pallets with goods on them. It can be special designed cages or trolleys that can carry manufactured parts.
Is that one moving into a lift?
That's moving into a lift or an elevator, yes, correctly. So it can automatically actually communicate with the elevator. So when it is in front of it, the doors will open, it will go in, and if you have multi-floor manufacturing or logistics centers, it's actually a really easy way for it to get around.
So the base always is a Mir product with some add-ons from partners or from your network?
Exactly. So we kind of have like 4 basic platforms, like similar to what I said before, with different types of payloads. And then we have a ecosystem partner network. You can find on our homepage. So we call it Mir Go. And I think just in Mir Go you can find more than 140 different kind of top modules applications where you can use the robot in different ways. And if that doesn't suit you, it's very, very easy to do some customized top modules that fits the exact needs of the products or the parts you want to move around in your.
And the beautiful thing is they all work with Modula as well.
All of them works, yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Nice. Good. So, Ronnie, I think that's most about the first 2 applications we actually wanted to show. So we are ready for our question and answer session if there are any questions already.
Yeah.
So what do we have?
Well, first question is, what are the benefits of choosing Anama Air instead of an AGV?
That's for you.
That's for me. Yeah, I'll grab
Bring
that.
it on.
Yeah, sure. I think a lot of it is in the name. So AMR is autonomous mobile robot, right? And it's autonomous. So where you would pick that is in an area where you need it to be autonomous. So it's a flexible area where you have people moving around with other types of transportation, operators. You have other types of manual transportation with AGVs, whatever. So you would do it there, or the other one where I think it's really a home run is kind of where you have a dynamic environment where you change a lot in your setup, move around your workstation. So because it's so fast to reprogram the robot in this environment. So I think that's basically, I would say that's 2 places where you would definitely pick an AMR over an AGV, for example. So.
Okay, thank you. Do we have another one?
We have another question. How does the software integration between Modula and Mir work?
Software integration, yes, I can do that. Well, actually, this is the essence of what we are aiming for with the cooperations and partnerships. It should be absolutely pain-free for the customer. So it should be, and it is, a plug-and-play solution. That means if you choose for a module solution together with Mir, and it applies as well for the ABB guys, it is plug-and-play. We have the protocols in place, all the components talk to each other, involving our modular WMS system. So it's a really, really good solution if you want to have a quick from order to going live period, because it's not much adaptations you have to do software-wise, and I think we all know that this can sometimes really be a huge issue that you experience during your operations, that you have to adapt a software. So with this solution together, it is plug and play.
Great.
We have one more questions. So about the first Mir shown, the one that picks the boxes, is this a special model?
So the Mir robot taking the boxes, you can say it's a special model in the sense that it has a top module on that is designed to work with the VLM from Modula that we see behind us. So in that sense, it is special.
The combination is actually, it's the Mir AMR together with a top box, which is provided by one of your partner networks, and we know them as well. So it's again a complete 360-degree circle that we close here to have a solution which fits for that application and the customer. Because
one more question.
Yes.
This is for you, Bjorn. Do you provide, the modular unit with the 4 orange boxes, is that a special model or a standard model with an add-on?
You mean the tray design most likely? Yes, of course. Well, it is our standards. Everything we do is within the standard, which makes us, of the one side, very flexible in terms of we have to do changes. So the changes we applied here on the tray is that, of course, we needed to find a way how to dive below the boxes to lift them on the tray without doing many adaptations. So that's a very, very good solution, a neat solution, and economic solution to just elevate the boxes a little bit on the tray to be able to lift them out, because that's a certain movement you have to carry out somehow on the horizontal base. So that's the easiest way we could do that. It's standardized now, so it's actually a tick box exercise. If you want to order a solution like this, it's adaptable on box size, of course, as well as the mirror or the top box retrieving the boxes.
More questions are coming.
Yes, please.
So, do you provide such automated solution for mechanical workshop with CNC machine which store in modular unit cutting tools assembled and cutting tools components?
Absolutely. We can, and that's the beauty of the system. It doesn't matter what you want to store, and if it's just a tablet with the toolings, the CNC heads on top of that, you can retrieve it more or less the same way like this one. There's, by the way, I can give you a hint, and we can share it in the comments maybe, or share it with you later. There's an application which is pretty much what you are talking, referring to, where we are not retrieving a box, but with the more or less same principle, just a tableau with certain CNC tooling or semi-finished products on top of that. So that's something we can always do. It's a very flexible and adaptable system for any kind of automated retrieval on an AMR from you, for example.
Last question, then we will move on. Is the WCS included in the final price?
Is the WMS?
CS, I think.
The WCS included in the final price. It's always hard to say to talk about prices. Of course, it's an option, because it has to be an option, because it's always, you have a standard package and you can have a certain package. The control system, whereas control system is not a standard in the final price, but as an option, it's available, depending on special features we offer as well, like if you need a picking option or stuff like that. So this is something your modular sales rep close by can answer that question for you.
Okay.
Perfect. So thanks for the time being, Ronnie. Yeah. I'll see you later again, and we'll continue with the next process. Welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to wait for the AMR again. We're going to trigger the process, and we'll move to the second axis opening of the Modula on the other sides. You'll shortly follow us, and we'll have a walk and already discuss what we'll be seeing.
Yeah, so to the other side we will see our Abb Golfer Robot. It's a collaborative robot with 950 millimeters reach and 5 kilos payloads. And it's a very small footprint robot with it's very light in the weight, so it's very easy to install even in pre-existing machine without changing substantially the layouts. And we can integrate the robot with a wide variety of external devices like grippers, vision systems.
So gripper, vision system.
Yeah, they're all developed. We have developed together with the gripper and the vision system provider easier interfaces to set up the peripherals and to program them. And so while we wait,
is there maybe just a question? It's
yes.
So you could actually choose different type of grippers suiting the application,
yes,
or the components you want to either grip or the vacuum suction, or?
Yes, of course, depending on the kind of the application, different grippers may be needed, or different grippers, different devices may be needed. So we can take advantage of a wide ecosystem of certified partners with which we have developed standard interfaces and protocols.
Okay, so then let's have a look on the actual automated picking of the goods. So the modular delivered the tray, carrying the items to be picked.
Yes. Yeah, and now the robot goes just up the tray, and with the vision systems, the robot sees the parcel to be picked. Then, of course, it picks the boxes onto the tote on the AMR. So it's a very light application, a very easy application, and now we are very near to the robot. So let's stress this particular. That is, the robot is of course collaborative, and in order to be collaborative, it has to be safe.
So that means we call it, like Ronnie said, the AMR human friendly. So this robot is human friendly as well?
Yeah, the GOFA is meant to be very human friendly. As you can see, of course, it's very smooth in the design. It's got on the here buttons that can be programmed, and the operator can interact through these buttons. And also we have designed the robot with a torque sensor on each joint, and with our motion control we can take advantage of these sensors and control the robot speed according to the presence of the operator, and even make it work with the operator inside the working area.
Okay. So that means. And tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah. But that means actually that I could stand here and work alongside a Cobot.
Yes. We have to, of course, first always make the risk assessment and find the correct speed, which is not harmful for the operator, and then we can control the robot in order to not go higher than that speed and be safe even next to the operator.
Okay, so that means, and that's a perfect occasion actually to show that, because we have some nice features on this side as well, because one or the other person watching us said, well, why the hell do you have a laser pointer and an LED bar on this side of the bay when there is a Cobot already? You perfectly answered the question, because we can do both at the same time. So we can have a pick-to-light system indicating the position of a box to be picked. If I'm not a robot, I'm happy to get some assistance to do a right pick, another wrong pick. So together with a LED bar, so I exactly know to pick that one. And of course, process-wise, this does not make sense now as we show it, but the possibility is there to have both.
Yeah, it may make sense, for example, in special cycles, where the robot can work continuously, but it can occur the situation when the operator must go for a special cycle and pick just one box, for example, to make a quality control, let's say.
That's a good point, yes.
Without turning off the machine, I can go inside and be safe.
That's a good point. Be safe is always important. So, is there anything else you want to show us, can show us?
No, I think that's all for this application, but just to make the confrontation, I think we can show a video of
yes.
standard robot application, so not a collaborative one. So as you can see in the video, we can even provide a solution for hard picking applications. So for example, with the robot in the video is a IRB 660, a big robot with 180 kilo payload that is traveling along a 16 meters long track and serving 7 Modula systems and one palletizing or depalletizing area.
So it's palletizing, depalletizing, or serving all the modulas, building pallets completely automatically.
Yes, it can load the system, unload the system, palletize and depalletize. So of course, depending on what the operator, what is the mission input by the operator, the robot will be working on that mission.
So completely without any operator, so you can have it run 24/7 with the current labor shortage we see all over the world.
Yeah.
It's a perfect solution. Good, perfect, very nice. So time for our Q&A session. So I hope there are a lot of questions, and we'll see what we have.
Okay, so for question, how does the software integration between Model and ABB work?
Okay, that's maybe the same the same question as before, the same answer, luckily as well. As part of our ecosystem and a partnership system, we of course as well aim for plug and play at this stage. We want to provide a solution, a combination of products forming a solution. So a plug and play solution is very, very important, and the majority of the bots we do in cooperation with ABB, we have the protocol, the handshake in place, so there's not much of adaptations. There's always adaptation. I mean, we have to be open about that, but I think 90% of the job's done. So it's a really nice and most over fast integration of a robotic modular handshake cooperation with bots and cobots and modular lifts.
Okay, we have one more question. When choose for a cobot instead than a robot? And this is for you, Valerio.
Yeah, that's a good question. But as you can see, the choice really depends on the type of the application. So, for example, in this demo, we have a very light installation configuration. So the robot is when we use a cobot, we want to be easily install the robot. We want to easily program it, so it's suitable for all those applications that do not require very high productivity. So when it comes to small payloads, saving space, because as you can see, the robot is very small in footprint, and it can be installed just next to the Modula system. So this is the perfect situation where to use a cobot. Instead, in the video we have seen before, in the Masinara plant, the requirements are completely different. Higher payloads must be handled, the productivity is higher, 7 modular systems have to be served, and there is the palletizing operation, loading and unloading. So the more complex the system, of course, the better it is to use standard robots.
Okay. Do we have more questions?
Yeah, other question. In this case of the video, I suppose the one of Masinara, is there a main contractor or a customer has to deal with ABB and Modula separately? Okay, yes, there's a main contractor. Second question, are there displayed a range of available ABB products to fit a Modula system anywhere?
Sorry, yeah.
Are there displayed a range of available ABB products to fit a Modula system anywhere?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Actually, every robot has the same controller, so you can virtually use every kind of robot in our portfolio.
I mean, we could interpret the question into everywhere in the world. So if we have the presence everywhere, which we actually answered, both of us do, and everywhere maybe as well in the terms of environment, if that's maybe the indication. Of course, there are certain environments which need special, like a clean room or stuff like that, but that's something we can have a look. Modula has a clean room lift as well in place, so that's something we have to look. There is, but for if it's picking applications or e-grocery application, industrial applications, or with the question we had before about something like in a CNC shop, these are things I think there's an application for everything, because it's most of the time a matter of the gripper and the device as well, right?
Yes, our robots are actually used in a really wide variety, from process to handling. So of course we can provide to ISO protection, IP protection, and of course we can easily interface with a lot of systems.
Perfect, good. So, thank you.
Thank you
for being with us.
I'll
I'll see you later for the final Q&A questions. Yeah. And we'll now step over to our sneak preview and have a look at the latest modular pallet system. Enjoy. So you can already see the pallets being transported into the modular lift. The intake into the modular lift can happen either absolutely manual with a pallet jack. We can use AMR, for example, an AMR by Mobile Industrial Robots from Mir. And the solution is available from base. Well, let's just have a look. That's the automated intake provided by an AMR. So the dimensions available, or the pallet places, vary from, of course, 1 to maximum 4 Euro pallets in the modular pallet unit. Payloads up to 990 kilograms per tray, and a height of a maximum height of 1200 millimeters. I'm sorry for doing metric, but maybe we can convert that later on. So 1200 millimeters in the cross height of a pallet. The absolutely good thing of the modular pallet is, as well as you've seen before, we have the possibility of various access openings. So a front access opening, which is the pallet unit, and the rear access opening, which can be supplied with a standard tray. And you can store standard items, cardboard boxes, totes, whatever there. Whereas on the other side, you can store completely Euro pallets on top of the trays. The application you may think of doing that is especially in your goods out area, to say, well, currently I have like a certain path on the floor dedicated to pallets waiting for the truck to arrive and to leave. So you can spare that space and put in a modular pallet solution as a buffer, and you can actually buffer all your goods out pallets there, using the space or freeing space for more important or different work than just pallets sitting there waiting for a truck to show up. What else to say about the, yes, of course, we're going to launch modular pallets in Q2 2023 next year. So if you feel that you have a need, you can already contact your local sales representative to answer more questions on that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the show so far. And I think we are about to have our final Q&A session. So gentlemen, join us again, or join me again, please. So
we receive questions. First question is, I have a very narrow aisle in my operation. I wonder if I have to have enough space for this layout. Can I still use the Cobot and the Modula?
Okay, that's, if I understand the question correctly, I think it's about that. As we have seen, two different bay types with our Modula, the internal bay on this side and the external bay on the opposite side. Of course, you can put a cobot or a robot on the internal bay as well. We have a standard bay size, so depending on what you pick and what you want to manipulate with the cobot or with the robot, you may have different bay sizes, different bay types as well, up to a XL type, so you don't have any problem with your robotic arm for a certain reach or to reach into the Modula if you don't have the possibility of an external bay due to certain space issues, for example.
Okay, we have another question for Ronnie. What's the mere strategy on obstacle? Avoiding them or stop?
Yeah, it's not just a strategy on one or the other. I think similar to when you go and sit in your car and you start to drive on the roads out there, I think it's very important to make like kind of traffic rules in your logistics center or in your manufacturing place, right? Because that makes everything easy for the robot. So you can have an area where there's not a lot of space, where it makes sense that it always keep on the right. You can make one-way tracks. You can make areas where you want it to wait for 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 1 minute before, and having people move out because it's not convenient for it to move somewhere else. And you can have, like you saw before in the example where I jumped in front of the robot and it immediately just planned a new route and ran around me. So it's kind of, you have to make those traffic rules, I would say. So it's not, we don't have a strategy of one of the others. I think you really need to find a good way depending on how it looks internally for you, and then set up simple boxes or zones, as we call them, where you make those traffic rules.
Now a question for you, Valerio. Can we speed up a cobot as well, like making it unsafe?
Yes, actually the answer is yes. For example, our Golfer Robot has a maximum speed in linear motion that is 2.2 meters per second. That is not collaborative speed, and it is more similar to speeds in a standard robot solution, not in collaborative solution. What we can do is to control the speed of the robot accordingly to the presence of the operator. So when the operator is inside the working area of the robot must go slower in order to be safe in potential contacts. But when the the operator is outside the Cobot working area, Golfer can go at its maximum speed and of course be more productive.
Okay, then we have a question for you, Bjorn. Can we have more than one mirror per Modula?
Can we have more than, okay. So that means yes, and I think it's the same. The reason, so you can have more than one mirror AMR docking to the module at the same time, if that's the question. Yes, you can. It's the same answer, more or less related to what we just heard about the safety. So every module, and what Ronnie just described as well, so every AMR has its own safety zone around it. So the safety zone is getting wider or narrower in terms of the environment where it is. So when it's docking, we just need to control the safety zones and the safety distances so the different AMRs don't interfere in each other. So if you imagine not a narrow modular lift, but we do them up to 4 meters wide, so there's a lot of space of AMRs docking at the same time, giving you more efficiencies and more output if you want to.
Okay, now we have another question. Do you have already installation of this solution?
Can you say that again? Sorry, didn't get.
We already have installation of this type.
We do have certain installations of this type, of course. There's a lot of references on YouTube. We can share with you on a global base as well. So if you want, and that's actually a good hint, subscribe to our YouTube channel and you're going to find all those references there. And it's pretty interesting to watch, so just subscribe our YouTube channel as well.
So no more questions for now.
Perfect.
Thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Bjorn. Thank you, Ronnie, and thank you, Valerio.
Thank you.
We will be organizing more live sessions in the future, so to remain updated, please follow us on our social media channels, and this recording will be available on YouTube and LinkedIn. If you have any other question, you can send your email to marketing@modula.com. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.